Hey there, everyone. How you doing today? Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. While we're waiting on folks to join, don't forget to go to coopedup.com to check out what I post there. If you're on other social channels, I'm Cooped Up is my handle in most places. Wherever you are watching or listening to this, you can click a bell, notification thing, whatever it is, and be notified anytime I go live or post new content. And last but not least, if you text me at 214-949-8599, you get on my fun little text list. I don't spam you. Sometimes it's just little silly things I send out. Sometimes it's important alerts like when COVID vaccines become available and stuff like that. So with that, let's get rolling. Hey, Mama. Good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. Everything's vibrating all of a sudden here. Oh, speaking of vibrations, my allergies today are crazy pants. I actually took the kids and went back to bed for about an hour after I took the kids to school this morning. Just off the charts. I mean, you can probably hear the nasaliness. It's so bad. And then I'm sitting here, and they start mowing the park across the street. And I don't know if what's with age or what. I've never had a grass allergy before, but the last couple of years, I can drive past someone mowing their grass in the car, and I'm just like, ugh, I can feel it. So obviously, with age, your allergies change, right? So sorry if I am a little nasally. Funny enough, Todd has been complaining a lot lately that I am snoring like crazy. And I deny that I snore. The only reason I know I do now is because I was still awake and I was dozing off in the chair the other day and I snored. And I heard myself snoring while I was still awake. So I'm like, okay, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. But here's an interesting twist on all of that. So I was getting ready for a camping trip this weekend, RV trip, and I'm putting items in the Walmart cart for pickup. And there is a big ass package of Breathe Right nasal strips in there. And I was like, Todd, are you sending me a message? Did you put Breathe Right nasal strips in the shopping cart at Walmart? And he denies it. He did it. He denies it up and down. He's like, I did not do it. It's hilarious, but I did not do it. So the only logical explanation is that, well, I must have just been drunk and feeling bad for him and did it. Because you know what? Last thing I want to put on my skin is something. How does it not make zits? I mean, I've already got a zit right there right now. How do you, like, if you wear those nasal strips, so you wear them and they just kind of like they spread your nose apart, right? And they lift up this part, right? How does it not get all funkified? Like, how does it not? Any of y'all use those? Like, does it hurt at night? Because here's the other thing. I tear stuff off my face. That's why I don't wear, like, if I wear my silicone things, I have to do it during the day. I can't wear them at night. I no longer wear a retainer at night because I tore it out of my mouth and threw it and ended up it's years ago. I think I stepped on it or rolled over on it or something and broke it in half. Faith is, or Crystal. Hey, Crystal, you're under a different name today. That self-aware snoring happened to me too. Shocking, isn't it? I was not happy with that. So I'm just sitting there and it's like, and Todd also says that I don't have a very good snore. You know, some people snore and they're like, like the stereotypical, and that you can maybe at least kind of drone it out or get into it. Todd says that my snore is kind of like, he's like, it's just every grunt, growl, curling of your throat, everything. Mark, Eric's husband, Dr. Mark, says that excessive alcohol causes people to snore. See, I don't like that word excessive. I feel so judged right now, Mark. Take you and your medical degree and but yes, my drinking is higher than it has ever been right now. My weight. So for me, actually, I think it's more a weight thing. I think it is. I am back to just in the last couple of weeks, I've gained a bunch of weight. And Todd's been sleeping in the guest room a lot. His sleeping in the guest room fluctuates with my weight, and it's not because we're having the sexual relations and stuff. It's not that he doesn't want to get it on with the fatty. It's that the fatty is snoring so bad that he has to, if he wants to sleep, go in the other room. And so it always fluctuates with that. And I think my allergies get affected by it too, because I notice my allergies a lot more. And that's probably with health. And also, I'm gaining weight because I am drinking more. So I need to get back into it, figure it out. Like, I haven't been walking in the morning. My allergies have been so bad, which then doesn't help with the weight issue. So Crystal's is like mine. Hate to tell you, that sounds like sleep apnea. Well, then don't tell me. Imagine how I feel when Dr. Mark uses the word excessive. I know. You're like, you're excessively going to sleep in the other room tonight. And Mike says that Monica snores and she wears a retainer. Her is ridiculous. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I know. Monica just got a perimenopause supplement recommendation on Facebook as an ad. Well, that is just rude. Just rude. How do you advertise? That is interesting to me. Like, how do people, this is not on the list of things I was going to talk about today. How do advertising people decide who is the target audience? And how do you do it in certain ways without offending said target audience? Granted, if it thinks you're in perimenopause, you likely are, because it knows so much about you. And so you likely may first be like, grasping the pearls. You don't want to, if you had pearls, you'd grasp them, as Eric always says. But then you're like, oh, okay. Because same with Spanx. I'm probably cursing you right now, because Spanx, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, all of these, and just talking about fatty, probably the word fatty is going to trigger something. I looked at Spanx once online. I own a pair, but I looked at Spanx once online. Suddenly, every ad for every big girl program known to man came on. So, clutch. I clutch my pearls. What did I say? Did I not say clutch my pearls? Did I say grab my pearls? Clutch my pearls. Sorry. I get on these rolls and then I don't say the right things. And Michelle is saying allergies contribute to snoring. That is my story, and I am going to stick with it, honey. Yes. Anyway, and Julie is saying the only time I ever snored was when I was pregnant, and I certainly was not drinking. The only time I could say that. Well, I look pregnant right now. Does that count? That's probably what it is. As I take another sip. So I hit the height of irony today. Is ironic the right word? Maybe just weird, whatever. So I was talking about this briefly earlier in the week. My car, when I was in for service in December, they told me you're going to need to get new brakes soon. You're not there yet, but it is coming soon. And we're not driving anywhere right now. Well, on Sunday or Saturday, I guess it was, the brake pads need replacing warning thing came on my dashboard. So I was like, fuck, and I hate dealing with brake stuff because they pressure you into wanting new rotors. And y'all were very helpful, by the way, on Tuesday of convincing me that I don't need new rotors and saved me a bundle too. And all of this kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. But I called up the dealership and asked them for their quote. Their quote was like $2,400 or something just stupid like that. And so then I started looking for services. I didn't want to go like a brake store or anything like that. So I found that there's actually a number of these mobile brake companies brake repair companies where they have a van that's just full of shit and the things. You make an appointment and they go to your house, right? And so I did the one, it's called New Brakes, Nubrakes, New Brakes. I think it's out of Austin. It's a Texas company. I think they've just expanded to the DFW area. And filled out their little form online on Saturday. They texted me almost immediately, asked for the VIN number, all that kind of stuff. It's not a VIN number. It's a VIN because the N in VIN is number. But asked for the VIN and figured it all out, made sure that the van was stocked with the brakes and all that kind of stuff, the brake pads that I needed. And I had my appointment today. It took him about 40 minutes to do all 4 tires. He did say, like your brakes are getting, your rotors do have grooves in them a little bit. And thanks to y'all, I was like, if it's not vibrating or anything, it's fine. And he made me rub my finger on it, and sure enough, there's like a little lip or something on it. But I asked him, I was like, this car's 4 years old. I was like, how long do you think? I was like, I know that it will impact the life of the brakes. Will I get another 4 years? And he goes, well, you'll get at least like 2 to 3 years out of these. And that is fine with me. I don't plan to be driving around in a 7 to 8 year old car anyway. So I was like, okay, just do the pads. No pressure. He's like, sounds great. Other places you're like, well, we just can't in good conscience only replace the pads without replacing the rotors. They do that whole thing. So he just did it. 40 minutes later, I gave him my credit card online beforehand. He was done. Just jacked the car up in the driveway, did the tires, and left. And I got a text that the total bill, and they hit my credit card with it, was $448. So from $2,400 to $400, so I saved almost $2,000. $2,000, folks, by doing it in my driveway. And here's the ironic part. I did it because I had the brakes changed on my car so that I would not have to drive my car, because I don't like driving right now or ever. That's the ironic thing. But Monica's saying, what's wrong with an older vehicle? Mine is almost 10 years old and stuff. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with them. For me, it's the technology on the inside starts getting wonky. Like my Range Rover is 4 years old now, over 4. It's a 2016, so it's over 4 years old. It's 5 almost. And it is the stuff is starting to get slow. Like the computers are starting to get slow in it, and everything is computerized. Like it takes like 5 seconds for the reverse to come on because it's all computerized. So, and that's normal. Like I've had it in the shop, and they're like, nope, that's just what happens. Computers get old and jammed up and all that stuff. And Julie rather is wanting to know the name. New Brakes, Nubrakes. If you're a friend of mine, I think you are, on my personal page, I posted a link to it on there too, and I'll put it in the comments when we're done here. I don't think they do tires. I think they only do brakes, but certainly there's someone who does that. And you know what's so funny about this? Well, there's a couple of things. One, we all act like this is like this newfangled thing. Ooh, they can come to your house and wash your dogs, or they can come to your house and deliver your groceries and all that stuff. It's actually really old school. Like the milkman used to deliver the milk. Maybe get your wife pregnant too, but used to deliver the milk. The doctor used to come to your house and make house calls. Like these are not new concepts. They're just revived and new to us because we're so used to having to go to a place. And I cannot stand going to any place that is like automotive, because they all stink. They all just smell like oil. Like I hate it. And the seating is always gross. Even at the nice places, seating is always gross. And there's always someone talking too loud on their cell phone. There's always someone who wants to tell you their fucking life story. And I got news for you. I have enough friends already. I do not need to meet you here at the Handy Lube and Tune or whatever, the Oil Can Harry's. So on that. But I do love like these genius new business models. Like this whole thing, it took him 40 minutes to do my brakes. And so probably all in, this guy can do, if they track him well and he can get between 10 and 15 minutes between places, he can do like 1 hour, right? And so from a business, because I own a couple of businesses, from a business perspective, it's fantastic. There's no expensive real estate, because like brake places have to be on like a major drag. You have to build them out. They have to, I'm sure the real estate's expensive, all that kind of stuff. They just had a van. He had 2 jacks in the back, those big old jacks in the back of the van. And then they have he's told me they have a supply center like out in like a warehouse district or something. And he knew his orders for the day. And so they pulled the boxes and put them in the van for that day. So he knew what he had to do, but they don't have to have a receptionist. They don't have to have the expensive real estate. They just, these vans, that's all they had to do. Is it a franchise? I do not know, Monica. I know it's out of Austin. I did see that. and that they had just expanded to Dallas. If I'm thinking of the right one, I looked at a couple of them. This is the one that made me feel the best in interaction with them. Is why they chose them. I tried to do the brakes on the blue truck while I had COVID. I would have paid $1,000 that day for sure. Exactly. When someone was like, "Why don't you do it yourself?" I was like, "I'd have to buy for $485. I would have to buy $600 worth of equipment just to be able to save money and then probably break something in the process." I one time had to change a tire and I did it wrong and I punctured my radiator and I had to replace the radiator then. So I'm like, nope, not doing it. Calling AAA. But like these genius business models are so good. That's why I love food trucks. Food trucks are so cool because you don't have the expensive real estate. You kind of go wherever you need to go, all that kind of stuff. What else? Plus the clothes are going to screw you. Are you talking about the wardrobe, the costume? No, the uniform. That's the word. Monica's with me. So Monica and I had a blowout in a Ford Taurus on I-35 just north of Waco. And this was before cell phones. So this would have been in like 1995, before everyone had cell phones. I didn't have a cell. I've been with Todd longer than I've had a cell phone. We blow out on the side of the road, try to change it. The jack collapses and punctures the radiator because I was doing it wrong because I didn't know there was a little notch. No one taught me. I changed tires as a kid on trucks and stuff all the time with my dad and everyone. But trucks are easy. You just kind of put it anywhere and jack it up and it's good. I said jack a lot on this episode. That's going to fuck with my ads too. So we crashed and kind of into the center thing. And on I-35, busy as all get out. And we had to get in the car with a stranger. And we were meeting our mom at the Elite Cafe in Waco, which is now Chip and Joanna's Magnolia Table. But we had to, this guy pulls over in a little hatchback. He said he was a nurse. We got in. You have to wonder, like, you look back on life and you have to wonder, like, was that a moment where I might have been killed? I might have died. And can you imagine, like, if I would have said, no, I'm going to stay with the car, Monica go, or Monica stay with the car, I'm going to go, like, just how that would have turned out totally differently. So anyway, it was a mini, if I remember, we got in a minivan with a stranger to get to a phone and called mom. Is that what we did? I thought he took us all the way to the Elite Cafe is what I thought. And I thought it was like a little Honda something or whatever, but it was crazy. Like, just thinking back on that now, I'm like, to be that disconnected, like just not even having your phone on you with 2 feet. It's just a weird feeling anyway. Right. So anyway, what else am I going to talk about today? Is my signal okay? I keep getting a warning that my connection is fairly good. Mason is, they don't have school tomorrow, so he's on Fortnite, and Claire's got a friend over, and they're both on screens too. So, and Eric loved the Elite Cafe. I was sorry to see it go. We would eat there sometimes on the way to Waco or on the way to Austin. Yeah, now it is Chip and Joanna's Magnolia Table. A short 90-minute wait for a table. It's a cute place though. The signal is not great, a bit spotty. I need to say, get off the fucking internet. I used to make them not be able to stream while I was doing this. So I forgot to do that today. What else was I going to talk about today? Oh, so Claire and I went running errands this weekend on Sunday, I think it was, and just kept running into people. This is why I put my hair and face on every time I walk out of the house, because I always run into someone I know in Dallas. It's the biggest little town in Texas. We're up in North Dallas at like Panda Express and run into my friend Hannah. And then, hey, Mason, can you stop with Fortnite for a little bit? My internet's crashing. Okay. Says he's not on it. I don't know. But anyway, running into people and in places like we went to Panda Express up in North Dallas. On our way, run into my friend Hannah. She's there. I give her a hug. Claire's anxiety goes off the charts about it. We get in the car and she's like, Daddy, you should not have hugged her. You don't know if she has COVID. And actually, I know she's been vaccinated because I think she was one of the people I helped find vaccinations for. But And y'all keep saying it keeps freezing. Hopefully not now. Scream that at the friend. I know. Get off the internet. I actually can pause them. And anyway, and then we go to Super Target, and I run into my friends William and Marisa also. And Claire's like, why do we keep seeing people we know? I'm like, that's just life, girl. But what is y'all's like thing on hugging people that you see? Claire's playing Fortnite is what Mike is saying. I don't believe so. But has the number of people asking help for it? Yes, it is totally dried up. Everyone can get one now. So I have stopped even doing it. I'm keeping an eye, though. I have been giving hot tips, though, to people. Sign your kids, sign your 12 or older kids up, or even 11 if they're going to be 12 in the next month or so. You can go ahead and sign them up and get on the list so that when they're ready to go with the 12-year-olds. And so that I think is going to be my next round, is getting the tweens and the teens all signed up. So, and Mom says a hug. I'm a hugger too. Here's my other thing. Even when, we never really left the house during the peak of the pandemic. But now that we had our jailbreak, I'm like hugging everybody. I'm like, I'll lick you if you want me to. I'm vaccinated, vaxxed, waxed, and ready to. Well, I don't know what else. Max, ready to play the sax. I don't know what goes after that. And Diane is saying the Tom Thumb has shots now. I know. I'm glad you got it. Sorry it didn't work out that it was the Johnson & Johnson like you wanted, but maybe you dodged a blood clot. Who knows? On this topic of vaccines and stuff, I saw in the Wall Street Journal today that the airlines are struggling with people who are showing up with fake COVID certificates. So many of the airlines or destinations are requiring that you, and I think it's the destinations really, are requiring that you have proof either that you're vaccinated or you have proof that you have had a COVID test within like the last 24 hours or something, right? And they're getting a lot of fake certificates, which is just gross to me. First of all, it's not that hard to go get a fucking COVID test, right? And secondly, they're everywhere now. Where was I? I was at the Super Target, just in the produce section. There was a table there, and you could just walk up and they your nose and then handed you a thing and then sent you on your way. But it just grosses me out that people would do that. And I file that under the same category as the gross people who were getting those fake emotional support animal certificates. Like they were just buying the vest online and then downloading a fake certificate so that they could fly with their fucking dog or whatever. Like, I just don't get that. Like, first of all, y'all know where I stand on pets. Pets are pets. They're not furry humans. They're not my fur babies. They are my pets. We take our dogs with us because it's easier to take dogs with you on the RV trips, and boarding is really expensive. And the cats are easy. They're outside cats. Michelle, our wonderful neighbor, throws some kibble at them once a day, and we're good to go. But that whole, like, the fake emotional support animal thing is just gross to me. I don't know. That has never set well with me. And I've had employees who are like, well, I bought a vest and brought it. I'm like, well, that doesn't mean anything. You don't need any emotional support. Anyway, so, and then, we're prepping because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be headed to Kerrville at about noon. I think we get there at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And so we're prepping for that. Got some laundry going to make sure that all the stuff that we want to wear. I think it's going to be chilly. It's warming up though. 2 days ago, they said it was going to be 58 as the high. And then as I last checked, I think it was 62 as the high. So I think the warming trend, I think the cold stuff that they thought was going to be was actually now, because I wore a jacket to go outside to with the brake guy earlier. And yes, Diane, I agree with you. Lowest of the low. And so I've ordered groceries from Walmart to be picked up in Mansfield, which is where we keep the RV. So I've got to go to, the kids have parent-teacher conferences in the morning, and then we have to go to the TSA office and have their global entry interview, and then just go straight down to Mansfield from DFW Airport to where the RV is kept. And I found a place where I could pick up a Walmart Supercenter between the two, where I could pick up groceries between 11 and 12 tomorrow. So I've been ordering all of that. And is the pool heated, Monica? That is good. So maybe they'll still be open. And I do not count on that, Mike. I do not count on that. So did that, and that's where I discovered the breathing strips. And I think that, what was the, by the way, if y'all want to order, I have, again, things on the board that I did not expect to be an advocate for. Changing brakes in the front yard, RVing in general, Walmart grocery pickup. I am a super fan of it. Aldi, love Aldi now. But if you are a Walmart shopper, or even if you're not, I saw that they have, I'm looking it up here, they had a promo code too. So they have, if you use the promo code WOWFRESH, WOW Fresh, FRESH, you get $10 off your order. So I need to put that on there. Anyway, and it says it's 61 degrees outside here, but it feels a lot colder. I agree. I had to put my cute little jacket on. Not that I hated that. I actually am dreading that we're entering summer, not because of the heat, but just because I'm a cow right now, and my t-shirts aren't long enough to come back to my body after they cross the belly area and all that stuff. I don't like summer clothes. I do not like summer clothes when I don't like my body. Anyway, so, and short sleeve shirts all look weird on me. The button up ones, because they cut too short because I'm this gangly 6.5 foot tall thing, all that. So, sorry, the congestion is kicking in. If you are both masked and vaccinated, can't you hug briefly with your face turned away from each other? I say yes. I'm saying if you're both masked, or not even masked, I'm going to hug you if we're both vaccinated. Like, I'm fine with that. If we can share air, we can share a hug. And it's a passing moment. It's not like, the whole thing at restaurants is stupid, by the way. The whole thing, like, I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, fuck the mask. The whole thing at the restaurants is stupid. You can sit at a table 6 feet from people for hours, eating, shoving stuff into your food hole, drinking and all that stuff. But if you want to go to the bathroom and just pass somebody for a quick second, you got to put a mask on. People aren't getting COVID from a passing thing. That's why you don't get it at the grocery store or anything like that. You get it from people that you're sharing air with, like you're sitting in the same oxygen with, or lack of oxygen. So anyway, I think that there's going to be, I'm scared of summer too, Diane is saying. I think there's a lot of Shamu action going on this summer at the Koch pool at the very least. If you get invited to my pool, I'm just going to warn you now so that you're not offended when you get there. If you ever get an invite to my pool, it means I think your body is worse than mine. I still got to be the prettiest person there. I just know. I kid, sort of. I just know I can't have the hot guys at the pool right now. Girls, it's a totally different thing for you. I don't care what business you got going on, but for guys, if you're invited, you are at least my equal or worse. If you are invited to my pool, so come on over. We'll wear caftans together. How about that? I still want to have a caftans and cocktails party with y'all. I think that would be fun. And anyway, that's all I got. Let me make sure I did not miss anything. If I missed something early in the thing, put it in the comments again so that I see it. Sometimes when I scroll, I miss it, and then I see it afterwards, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I meant to comment on that, because sometimes I'm on a thing, and anyway. So Eric is saying, I'm expecting my invitation to your pool very soon. You and I are like twins anyway. What are we? February to December twins. I think that's what we decided. Anyway. Alrighty. Well, with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It is important to know you are loved. I love that you watched this. This is my good therapy. Thank you so much for that. I will not, as a reminder, I will not be here tomorrow. And I'll put in the links. By the way, if you come back to this, in the caption, I will put a link to New Breaks. I'll put a link to the Walmart thing. And what else did I talk about that I might need links to? I think that was it. And I will not be here tomorrow. And Monday I will most likely be here. We're driving back on Monday because kids don't have school on Monday either. But I think we'll be home in time for that. And if you know what, maybe I can do a tour on my day. I will try to figure out a time when I can give you all a tour of Gracie. Maybe over the weekend, I'll just pop on. I'll maybe send up an alert maybe an hour before I do it, and then come on and do it. So how about that? So maybe you'll hear from me this weekend. It'll be super fun. All righty. Bye. Talk to you later. Love y'all. See y'all.